The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 910 AM Superstation or Adele Media.
Good morning, Metro Detroit. It's Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. Wow. Okay. I see folks are on the line already. We'll get to that in a minute. I just sort of, we're going to get to talking about Highland Park in just a couple of minutes. Let me just tell you something. For those of you who follow me on social media, I'm going to flood your timeline today. I mean, I know I made a post the other day about my baby girl's birthday because she was actually in town and we had an opportunity, and I knew I wouldn't see her on today is her actual birthday, and I wouldn't see her today. And that for years I'd gotten used to seeing her, but for the last several years, she's always traveling somewhere on a girls' trip, having a very good time, enjoying life on her birthday. And so I picked her up at the airport the other day. We had 24, maybe 36 whole hours when she was here in town. So my mother and I decided we better at least get our birthday meal in while we could. That's the pictures we posted the other day. She, of course, decided she wanted to go to some ridiculously expensive restaurant called Eddie V's out on Big Beaver. So that's why I was there. Y'all know I don't believe in going to those places. I really don't, but it wasn't my call. And it was for her birthday. And if you've known me a long time, not just Radio Kerry, but a long time, you know that and you'll see, let me just say this. What I'm telling you is I'm going to flood your timeline because my daughter's birth was a very, very special moment in my life. And so, you know, now that I've gotten, you'll see if you follow me on social media, you'll notice that I've got 3 kids, but 2 of them are biologically mine. The older one, my first wife had a daughter when I met her, and I stepped in, and, you know, I didn't, because that's why, so that y'all understand, when you hear people call in talking about I ain't never gonna take care of somebody else and I ain't dating nobody that's got kids, y'all are fools. You really, really are. Because Jennifer, my oldest daughter, even though I have to share her because she also has an actual birth father, we're always amazed when everybody always puts, you know, on the little thing that, you know, all 3 of them look just like me. Probably. I mean, her actual birth father, he's a little taller than me, but a lot of facial features and things we've got. I've never done the little DNA swab to find out because I'm pretty sure I don't want to know. But I had, y'all know that I dated a lot of women in this town, and I'd always wanted my own. I've taken care of a lot of other kids. I've said that before, that I took care of a lot of other people's kids, and I wanted my own. And so Paige was the first one. And so when you see the pictures today that I get, whenever I share the pictures of the actual birth over at the hospital, folks always, oh my God, Kerry, that's sort of, oh my God, it's personal. Yeah, let me tell you this. That was the most special moment in my life. Y'all know later this year, I turned 60 years old. That one, and then followed up by her brother's birth. Let me just tell you this. If you have not ever had an opportunity to be in the room when the child was being born, you're missing out. But I'm going to prepare you in advance. It is the grossest thing that you're ever going to see. But at the same time, it's a miracle. And no matter how many times, no matter how many videos you watch, no matter how much they try to prep you for actually being there to watch your child being born, no matter, you know, that doctor handing you the thing and say, come here, cut this right here. Man, nothing that I've ever done in my entire life ever rivals that, period. Now, here's the other thing. It's also both because Paige was born naturally. That's a whole story in and of itself. Her brother was born a C-section, and both of them was the scariest times. I was, honestly, me always in control. I was scared out of my mind, not just because I wasn't in control of either one of those things. It was because both of them were moments that could have gone either way. If you ever want to wind up just being in a situation that teaches you about life and death and how God's fingers can move one way or the other, be in a room when your kids being born. That was a scary. So that's why I share 1,000 pictures of my kids on their birthdays. And so if you follow me on social media, that's what you're going to see today, period. Now, I was going through my memories from today, 1 year ago. Guess what we talked about 1 year ago today? The city of Highland Park and a $21 million water bill. Now, if you watched any of the news outlets last night, you know that recently, in the last couple of days, state Supreme Court has decided that, listen, city of Highland Park, we don't really care about this. We don't care about that. We don't care about anything. You got to pay that bill. Now, if you ever driven through Highland Park, you'll understand, or if you see the numbers, the city initially had 60,000 residents, then over the years dropped down to 30,000 residents. Now they count less than 9,000 residents. Not that, and those are among families, among households. There's not 9,000 households. There are only a few thousand households in the entire city. I saw a number yesterday that says that their total budget is $9 million. And you know that they bring in from taxes is $9 million. And that's based on not on the individual citizens. It's based on those businesses that's over there on the boulevard. And yes, if the city has, because good well, they've got a brand new mayor, and so they've got a new leadership team in the city. And so you always want to give preference to letting the new people try and figure it out and work it out. But at the same time, the real pressure that they're under right now is all of these folks from the suburbs saying, I don't want to, Highland Park ain't paying. We want to cut their water off. We want to kick them out. And hold on, these ain't Republicans. And listen, nobody says it more than Mark Hackel. And Mark Hackel's a Democrat. Mark Hackel has been on several of the other 910 AM Superstation shows. And he's their number one pitch man for Highland Park's got to pay their share. Highland Park's got to pay their share. And all of the rest of us. Listen, somebody need to tell Mark Hackel, we didn't ask y'all to step in and become part of the Great Lakes Water Authority. Nobody from the city of Detroit called you and said, we need you here. This was Detroit water. Now, Highland Park had their own water. There's a line, whether y'all know this or not, that runs from Lake Huron. I believe it runs from Lake Huron or the Detroit River. Y'all know that Lake Huron feeds in the Detroit River. That is owned by the city of Highland Park, that runs through the city. It's old. It's made of wood. It's what they ran the water through. It was pumped through old pipes that go all of the way over to the city of Highland Park to their water processing facility, which has been closed down for over 10 years now because everything there just it deteriorated, it disintegrated. They didn't have the money to keep it up. The EPA said the water y'all are pumping is dirty, is worse than the water up in Flint. You got to turn that off. So when they were forced to shut it down, the next best option was to get on City of Detroit water, because the City of Detroit's right next door. And that's a decision that they made at that point in time. And it made sense for them to provide service to their residents, but they can't afford it. Honestly, you can send these people and just, to try and be Mark Hackel or what's the other woman's name? Candace Miller, sitting from a perch where you happen to be, very well off, sitting out in Macomb County, looking down your nose at Highland Park, folks. And let me tell you, it's not, I haven't seen any of the other branches of the Great Lakes Water Authority complaining as much as those folks who are out in Macomb County. Sterling Heights, Mark Hackel, Candace, all, and here's the thing. This is not a Democrat or Republican thing. This is y'all know what it is. You tell me what you think the issue is, because somebody at some point in time is going to have to make a decision, and that decision has to be now. And listen, they talk to City of Highland Park residents. If you've never been to a City of Highland Park, there Monday morning they're going to have you. Today's the last show. Y'all know that tomorrow's show is pre-recorded, and I'll be here Monday. But Monday morning, there's Monday. I don't think it's Monday morning. Monday in the afternoon. It's going to be a city council meeting at Highland Park where they're going to have to discuss this $21 million water bill that they don't have any money and they don't have enough taxpayers in the city to actually cover. My question to you is, what do you think they need to do about it? That's my question. 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. Let's start talking to some of these folks on the phone. Let's talk to Dorian. Good morning, Dorian. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, look, keep letting the timeline, brother. That's what you're supposed to do. Supposed to be proud of your jury, and they shine. They shine. They shine. Really good.
You know how? Let me just say this: Dorian tells his age when he says they shining. That is strictly an age phrase. They shining. Anyway, brother, go ahead on.
Hey, honestly, this goes back in time. Highland Park was its own city, all of this and all of that. But the only way I hate to say it, we're going to have to go back into the state, change the annexing law. They still go about 100 years ago. Detroit was when they were growing.
You don't have to change it. The law's already there. The law's already there. It can be done.
Yeah, you already know what needs to be done, and that's not the only city. That's not the only city.
It's not Royal Oak Township.
Well, that's an Oakland County issue, but yeah.
Right.
But definitely E-Course and with the rules along with Highland Park, because when I got clients coming into town, he'd be like, well, I may be taking somebody to the USD or going to the suburbs or vice versa. And then I got to go through Highland Park for like a mile. And they're like, is Detroit? I'm like, no. Then you got to go through this whole explanation.
The explanation about the difference in Detroit, Highland Park, it being totally in common, and Hamtramck as well, right?
Because you're not going to be able to pay that $20 million in Detroit. If we're at any moment that we have the money to do stuff, this is it. And yeah, 9,000 on a tax roll with only 5 strip malls in that little area. There's only 5. You get the 2 across from each other. There's one that's right there, a little bit further down.
2 across from each other, and if you bother to pull the records, or if because I do work for banks and lenders, you know how many times those have changed hands because, there's only so many retailers that you got to put retail available that the people in the community use. You don't put anything that doesn't fit there, and those just. There's only so much profit you're gonna make out of those types of stores that are there. That's a price point that's there, and so that those stores that go there have to fit within the price point of the people in the community.
And the biggest issue is the investment. They don't want, like Highland Park has got a one big bubble around it. River Rouge and E-Course, it's the same. E-Course lost U.S. Steel. Only things keeping some of these cities up are dispensaries, or Burger King, or Captain J.
Right.
And that's not for Detroit. We can absorb it. We can use the tax base because you figure if you count those 3 cities, maybe Hamtramck. Maybe Hamtramck could be one of them as well. And you got 4 cities, you may get an additional 40, 50,000 people. That's still less than the amount of people that's in my zip code. But it'll make more sense because those cities are dragging Detroit down, and we're running out of space actually to invest in anyway. Because Highland Park is Highland Park, I'm pretty sure you're having a great
brother. The decision's gonna have to be made at some point in time. Whether it happens next year or another 20 years of this, we're gonna drag it out. It's gonna have to happen.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, all right. Thanks for calling, brother.
In the light situation, don't forget DPE, Highland Park. Have you rolled down Woodward at night? And then you down the time, I wouldn't visit anybody in Highland Park. Like my car don't get stolen. I would get stolen. It's terrible over there. And they ODTE money.
And they ODTE, and they don't have it. They're not gonna have it. So
it's simple math: 9 million, and you owe 20, and plus you probably know additional 15 million for the life.
Right. Thanks for calling. They play the music. We got to take the first break of the morning. Fidel, Jerome, Tim, James, y'all don't go nowhere. The rest of y'all get on the line. We're going to have a talk with y'all as soon as we come back on the other side of the break. We'll be right back.
910 AM Superstation has the greatest advertising deal ever with our Godfather package. 100 spots for $600 with a must-air within 30-day policy, and we will even produce the spots free. That's right, free. Call Devin C. now at 248-357-4566. That's 248-357-4566. Or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads. Attention! Do you owe back taxes, fines, and penalties to the IRS? The IRS now offers new relief options for taxpayers affected by COVID-19, but you can't go it alone. Call Tax Solutions now. Our team of former IRS agents and tax professionals can get you the best deal. We know the COVID-19 rules. Call us and never speak to the IRS again.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours. The virus has caused the IRS to take extensive action to help taxpayers. So if you owe $10,000 or more, this is the best time in years to settle your tax debt.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
Remember, the IRS will not give up until you pay. Call 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499. WADL gets a facelift and is now My 38 Detroit. Along with a facelift comes new programming on Mondays at 8 p.m. Catch a 2-hour block of Law and Order SVU. Tuesdays, Chicago Fire. Wednesdays, Dateline. More Dateline and Chicago PD on Thursdays and on Fridays. You'll get more Chicago PD to start your weekend. We'll still have some of your favorite shows like Mom, Blackish, and Friends. Just adding more for you to enjoy on My 38. The Word Network has been broadcasting inspirational messages around the world since the year 2000, and we keep getting bigger and better and more innovative. Seen all around the world, we bring you the best teaching, impartation, singing, and inspiration. If you want original programming, we have that too. The Word Network is your exclusive source for all things inspiration, and we can be found on every device imaginable. If you want to be uplifted and inspired, you need the Word Network. My 38 is offering a great special that cannot be refused. Are you looking for a great deal on TV advertising? Are you searching for an avenue to get your business name out to the public? With My 38, we are offering a great special with 100 commercial ads for a great price. This offer is for a 30-day ad placement. Please contact Devin C. for more information at 248-357-4566 or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit only urban talk radio station. Number here in the studio is 313-778-7600. It's 313-778-7600. Today is opening day, y'all. That means for those of you who are Detroiters, you live here. Y'all know I live downtown. We're going to get a lot of company today. Company is coming. We need y'all to make sure that you act the way that you act when company comes to town. If you can hear my voice and you're part of the company that's coming to town, you need to act. I mean, what if you listen to the words of New York's mayor the other day when he was expecting quite a number of people to travel to his city, and he said, just well behaved. It's the word of advice to those of you who are coming down here. You can come, have a lot of good, clean fun, enjoy all of the opening day activities. All that we ask is that you do it on your best behavior. It's the best way I can say it. 313-778-7600. Let's go back to the phones. Let's talk to Fidel. What's on your mind, Fidel?
Hey, man, you know, you're talking about my city, right? Born and raised there, man. Born and raised. Again, kid, when I came up, we had 3 hospitals over there, 4 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, a high school, a college, library, the war.
Wait, what?
Those entities.
I know that the library's been closed a while. Highland Park had how many hospitals?
3.
Highland Park had 3 hospitals?
Hey, man, right? All you got to do is stay on Glendale, one off the lodge, come to Hamilton. There's 2 cubbyhole hospitals right there between Hamilton and 3rd.
Right. There's like some sort of social service agency in one of them.
In the 70s now. I'm going back in the 70s to the
Okay.
entities start close. Now, here's where everybody hates Fidel again. That's on your elected officials. You can't keep telling me over decades after decades that oh, by the way, this just happened. Mismanagement, man. Your black elected officials, because we're talking about all black city here. They just don't care about their people. Detroit about to go through the same thing. They just don't realize it in real life time. You keep giving your money away. Don't make the best deal. And then when they get up here, they say they love the city of Highland Park. They love the city of Detroit. I'm here to tell you, man, that's mismanagement.
Have you seen the new people that are moving into Highland Park and pushing baby strollers and jogging up and down the street? There are new people, and the fact that they can buy a ridiculously large home with a lot of square footage for little or nothing is very attractive to them. So they're buying those. If you've driven through there, they're buying them, renovating them. Somebody needs to tell those people you need to put curtains on those windows. They don't believe it. They believe it, you know, but the city still, even with the newer residents that are moving into Highland Park, they can't afford a $21 million water bill. They can't afford the light bill. What do you suggest?
Kerry, listen, not as much in Highland Park, just a very, very few. Because like what you said, there's nothing there. There's nothing to attract there. No high school, police department corrupt. You got to go out the city to buy your groceries. It's just horrible over there. Again, Kerry, why couldn't they get those?
Now you realize that I could never say that. Okay, so y'all understand. Fidel said it's horrible over there. I believe that you've got to, you know, that there's a new leadership team. You don't think that maybe you ought to give the new folks a chance to see if they can come up with some sort of new, fresh ideas to attract more of a tax base?
I'm 50 years old. How many chances I'm gonna get? I just told you what I went from to what it is the last 30 years. I went to where we had our own parade. We had everything in Highland Park. A Sears roll by, grocery stores. You didn't have to go out the city. And what moms and pop stores from Woodward, Hamilton, all up and down in Highland Park. I'm gonna say this again: mismanagement. When these people coming from me, and they usually black, they usually college educated, and they usually say they Christian. And then you look up 34. Hold on. When I was last over there, man, Pepsi Cola, one of the big companies came in there and told us, look here, you let us give y'all 50 million, 100 million, we'll fix that water reservoir up over there, get it up and running, get Warren, Sterling Heights to tap in. He said within 10 years, people, the citizens of Highland Park Water Park
would not have to pay. Listen, I brought folks in and we made the exact same pitch. And if you know the people that are in the city where you're from, they actually are very, very, very protective of
they're corrupt. They corrupt over there. Bert Johnson, Moffett Scott, Yops. You got to know the history of these people and their family and what's been going on. See, I'm from there. Can't nobody tell me nothing different. My mama know him, my grandmama know him, my uncle know him. Everybody know everybody in Highland Park. I'm going to say this again. When people get you to get in the vote, you can see who really loves their city when you wake up 20, 35 years old. You can't tell me they can't keep making it. They don't have a high school and a college, man, a library. Yet they threw the books away, man. Why you didn't donate the book? The building just sitting there, Kerry. You can't tell me people didn't give them offers from that. It's just sitting there, a nice building, man. But again, people just hate me, but I give them the facts, and they still want to vote these people in. You got Amazon back there. How does that happen? You got Wayne State back there. How does that happen? You don't get no benefits from it? Just give me somebody to vote for that's going to make my city come back. I'll vote for them, support them, and fund them, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Man, thanks for calling and sharing, Fidel. We appreciate it. Let's go to James.
We lost James.
Let's go to Jerome. Good morning, Jerome.
You know, I gotta agree with Fidel because you know, I live downtown, but I was born in Highland Park General. You know, I couldn't even go to a house in Detroit, but I was born in Highland Park General. You know, I even had a house on Winona Street. You know, but my problem is, why is it that none of our attorneys are representing anybody against Fox 2 or Donald Trump? I mean,
Jerome, brother, let me ask you a question. It's probably time number 17 that you've called here, waited on hold, and the same thing comes out your mouth every time, that there are. Who told you that it's the duty of attorneys to come in, ride on a horse, and to come in and take up that cause? Brother, what have you, Jerome, done for that cause? This is your one thing. Every day that you call, you say, now listen, I love the fact that you are compassionate about education for our children. You need to be. There needs to be a heck of a lot more people like you that show up at PTA conferences, that go to school board meetings and stuff like that. That's how you do it, that you decide that you're going to start programs when the government's not going to do it, and you're going to teach the kids yourself. But what makes you think that it's the job of the attorneys that have spent $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, they've got to pay $1,200 or $1,500 a month back in student loans, to just come in and say, you know what? I'm not worrying about whether I'm going to make any money off this. I'm going to take up this mission and I'm going to go fight. And ain't nobody fighting with me. When have you gone to see an attorney and said, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is? At any point in time, or do you just feel that anybody that has a bar card owes you a responsibility to say, I'm going to go further into debt because I can, because I'm going to pick up Jerome's call and I'm going to run with it? Brother, what have you done? Have you put $10,000 to it, $5,000 to it? What have you done to say, you know what? I'm going to fund this myself? Tell me.
Terry,
Yes, Jerome.
I told them, I will get you whatever financing that you want.
So this is you say you put your money where your mouth is. This Jerome, listen to me a second. I listen to you. You listen to me. Make yourself a list today of 100 people that you can call. I'm not saying call them all in one day, but make a list of 100 people that you believe you can call. Look up whatever you've got to do, find their phone numbers. Because half of the numbers that you find on the internet ain't going to work, but do what you can to find their numbers or a relative or somebody that'll get you their phone number. Start dialing for dollars. Ask them to give you $10, $15, $100. Try and see how much of it you can raise together. Once you've got a pot together and you say, this is what I'm raising the money for, and I've got $5,000 that we have raised, we've pledged, we've got signed pledges, commitments for people to chuck in, whether you've got the money in the bank. Get them to commit to signing the pledge that says, I'm going to put $100 in. I'm going to put $500 in. You're going to get 2 or 3 of them that's going to be like, for that cause, I'm going to put $1,000 in. Once you've got a fund together and you've raised some money, then you go shop for lawyers. Find 4 or 5. Brother, going to a lawyer, asking him to take on a cause when you've already got some money in your hand, you'd be amazed. You really are going to wind up leaving out of there with your heart warm that says, I'm not asking you to wind up going on food stamps or have to be homeless. I'm coming to you as a real client, asking to help you. I'm going to give you the money to take on this cause. And brother, you won't have to call over and over and over again and say, why won't the lawyers do it? Why won't the lawyers do it? Brother, you asking people to go into debt, to lose every single thing they have, to take up a cause that the people that won't even vote for a good elected officials don't even care about. Okay. Now you talking to brother, understand this. I have never, ever missed a PTA meeting for any of my kids. I have never missed a school board meeting. So you can't convince me of how hard that your parents need to work for their education. I'm already on that base with you. But you need to do something different than your current course. Okay.
Terry.
Yes.
I went to attorney with the fund.
How much did you go to and with? Wait a minute. Let's see. Who did you go to? Wait, I got to go to break. They playing the music. Don't go nowhere. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is PG. Today's topic is about school buses and when drivers need to stop. I am here with Southfield Police Chief Elvin Barron and Farmington Hills Police Chief Jeff King with an important traffic safety tip just for you.
When the lights are flashing yellow on the school bus, and you're driving on a two-way roadway, that means to slow down, pass with caution, and be prepared to stop.
When the lights are flashing red and the stop sign is extended out, you are required to stop, keeping a safe distance from the bus. Do not attempt to pass. This includes drivers going in the opposite direction. You too must stop if there is no barrier wall or vehicle.
While the stop sign is extended out, the school bus is loading and unloading students.
All traffic should remain stopped until the stop sign has been retracted, the doors are closed, and the bus proceeds to move forward.
Let's stop.
Together, we can keep
Our kids safe.
This traffic safety tip has been brought to you by PG and the Two Chiefs. The all-new 910 Superstation is your #1 source for urban talk radio. If you're looking for the best in radio programming, look no further. You can now listen in on a multitude of audio platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Listen Notes, and coming soon to Amazon Music, Goodpods, and Overcast. 910 AM Superstation, the largest, strongest, 50,000-watt urban radio station in town.
Did you know most vitamin supplements don't even come from food? Even the products with colorful fruits and vegetables adorning the labels are seldom derived from produce. Typically, supplements are synthetic, made in a laboratory. Modern science may synthetically imitate these chemicals, but your body isn't fooled. It knows the difference, and it craves quality materials to build, repair, and fight illness. You need to consume fruits and vegetables daily in a variety of colors, as well as whole grains and other fresh food. That's why I formulated Balance of Nature. I wanted to be able to give my patients a natural alternative to the cheap, unnatural chemistry by giving them real fruits and vegetables. In fact, the only ingredients inside of Balance of Nature are whole fruits and vegetables. Don't settle for imitation nutrition. Reach for the good stuff, the real stuff.
Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code RADIO5.
910 AM Superstation has the greatest advertising deal ever with our Godfather package. 100 spots for $600 with a must-air within 30-day policy, and we will even produce the spots free. That's right, free. Call Devin C. now at 248-357-4566. That's 248-357-4566, or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. Listen to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600. It's 313-778-7600. This morning, we're talking about the city of Highland Park and any solutions we might have for the fact that the city has less than 9,000 residents, used to have 60,000 residents, and they have a $21 million water bill that the state Supreme Court recently said, we don't care if you ain't got the money, you got to pay it. And I was looking for some suggestions. Right now, we've got Jerome on the line. And Jerome is an advocate for education. Jerome really, really believes that children in our area have been robbed of educational opportunities that they are due. That, education should not, your quality of your education should not depend on the zip code. That kids that are in Detroit, Highland Park, Ecorse, River Rouge, all deserve the same quality education as the kids that are in Birmingham, Bloomfield, and Rochester, and Plymouth, and Canton. And Jerome is right. Jerome is absolutely right. The kids, their skin color should not matter. We as a society owe all of our children a basic, fundamental, true, not lies, true education about our history, about how to survive before we decide to send those kids out into the world on their own. Where Jerome and I differ is how we fix that problem right now. I suggested to Jerome, because he wants lawyers to take this cause up, as if you remember how civil rights lawyers used to go and fight the cause for civil rights. Well, civil rights has entwined with education, and Jerome wants some lawyers out there to take this cause up and to just go run, take the charge, try to fix the situation that we're currently in. I've suggested to Jerome that if you want to wind up getting the attention of lawyers, you need to go to them with some money, not to them with a pie in the sky, warm glow feeling. And right when we went to break, Jerome started to tell me that he's gone to the lawyers with the money together. And my question, Jerome, how much money did you raise? Jerome.
Excuse me. You talking about $5,000?
we have raised money up to $100,000.
You had, so you went to a lawyer. Hold on. Just so I'm clear, you went to a lawyer and said, we've raised almost $100,000 for this fight.
Sure.
And somebody told you, go away?
Sure.
Yes.
Fox 2 News has already admitted of standing with Donald Trump against.
Jerome, I didn't ask you that. Are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? This is your everyday call with this. We've taken that. I want a lawyer to take the charge up. You call with this exact same claim over and over again. Hold on. I need some clarity. You're telling me you went to a lawyer and told them, we have raised almost $100,000. We need you to take this on. And they said, get out of my office. They ignored you. Who? I want names. I want names. Who turned down $100,000? Or let's say 90,000 or 80,000. Who turned it down?
Let me tell you this, Jerry. First of all, there's overwhelming evidence against the state of Michigan.
I didn't ask you to argue. You know good well I got 56 minutes and you didn't already used up 15 of them. I didn't ask you to make the case to me. Jerome, I'm on your side. I asked you, when did you raise the money and who did you go to that told you we don't want your cash?
Nobody didn't tell me.
Aha! Jerome, have a nice day, brother. I got to take some more callers and move on. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. Let's go to Reggie. Good morning, Reggie.
Good morning, Terry. Hey, Terry, I'd like to make a public service announcement, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind?
Okay.
Rock and roll, brother.
Okay. This Saturday at Maryville College, Council Member Angela Whitfield Calloway, Council District 2, she will be at Detroiters United LLC call to action meeting, and she will explain her rationale for her yes vote.
Man, are you going to live stream it? I mean, Saturday is the day before Easter. And so I've got to, I don't know if you've been listening, I've got some family issues. So I've got to make sure that I go spend Easter with my family in Chicago. But Angela, I don't know if you know it or not, she regularly calls the show. She's usually up early in the morning. She's usually part of the folks that are watching in the feeds. Angela is definitely the people's person on that council. And I swear I could not understand why she decided to go along with, Coleman Young and some of the other ones that are on the council, because she's usually a very strong voice against the go along to get along type. And to find out that she voted that, I really, really genuinely want to hear from her rational basis, her understanding of how giving some more money to the Illich organization, more tax breaks to the Illich organization, which y'all know they like to tell y'all, but you're not giving us real money and it's not gonna never go. This money would never go to parking. It would never go to police. No, that money just don't exist. It's only our money, period. I honestly want to hear from her as to what went into her thought process to say, yo, let's get this a try. So what time at Mary Grove on Saturday?
Okay, again, to hear her rationale as to why she voted yes on the District Detroit tax abatement. Maryville College, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Everyone, this is a great opportunity for you to engage with the council member, hear her out, and engage with your questions so that we can clear this thing up, because this thing about the council members asking corporate to be good citizens and ask, for example, 2% of ticket sales from all their venues, and they flat out tell you no, but they want $800 million of taxpayers' money. That don't make any sense. So yes, Detroiters United, we reached out to Councilmember Calloway, and she agreed to, through her spokesperson, agreed to be at the meeting and explain her rationale. So again, this Saturday, April 8th, 2 p.m. to 5
you listen, those of y'all that can hear my voice and you hear Reggie, this is there's definitely needs to be a large amount of attendance at the meeting. This should not be one of them 10 people show up kind of things, because Detroit, this actually involves you and your money. This actually means that you have the opportunity to come find out, because we've got a lot of folks that are real confused right now as to whether there's anybody in City Hall who's on your side. And if you need to find out what's going on, whether everybody down there has been co-opted by the billionaires, or if the common person, the regular voter in Detroit, still has a voice in city council meetings. So Mary Grove College, 2 to 5 this Saturday. But Reggie, I need to ask you a favor. I can't be there. So A, it would be nice for you to live stream it, or B, just record it. If you could record it and call me next week, we can play portions during, we'll take segments and play portions out. Something I want to share that message. I wish that I could be there, but I can't. But if you find a way to, if you're live streaming like on your social media or whatever, then we can always just replay those portions. When we get an opportunity, we'll find a way to cut and edit it. But record it and or live stream it or something, and call me and let me know. You've got my number, right?
Yeah.
All right. Call me and let me know how we're gonna get it done, and then I'll set aside a show, and however much time we've got to wind up putting into it, because it's an important issue. And it's not just that. This is that one vote, which is now behind us, is whether I want to rehash it. I want to start to be able to explain to the people why the folks in city council just seem to not be hearing the voices of those folks in the community that have said, enough is enough. Tell them to stop asking. Go finally build what you promised to build 20 years ago. I'm tired of hearing you showing up with your hand out and not seeing the results. Enough is enough. Okay?
Right.
All right, brother.
Got you.
Thanks.
Thanks for taking the call.
All right. Have a great day. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Grace. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson. You have a headache this morning?
I don't, but let me just tell you this, y'all. I've started an experiment, and I'm going to take my blood pressure before the show, as I did today, and I'm going to take the blood pressure after the show, because I want to see it. I got to start to track it. Okay. So no, I don't have a headache. Good morning, young lady. How are you?
I am well.
How was your day yesterday? Yesterday, the weather was beautiful out, other than the tornadoes and stuff. I got in the car, that thing said 71 degrees. Today, we're not getting past 54. But did you enjoy the weather yesterday? Did you have a pleasant day?
Yes, I did. I work and I do what I do because it's good for me, therapy. For me.
All right, so do me a favor. Hold that right there. Just don't say nothing else, because I don't want to lose your point or anything, but I got to go to break. And I want to pick up with Grace and her making her point of today when we come back right on the other side of the break. I don't want your message stepped on, any of that other stuff. So we're going to go to break now. As y'all, it's a quick 3-minute break. And when we get back, we're going to let Grace share with us. Okay? We'll be right back.
This report is sponsored by MGM Grand Detroit. It's the 3-2-100K knockout promotion at MGM Grand Detroit. This April, you could win your share of the $100,000 prize purse. It's a good time for a grand time. See the MGM Rewards Desk for details. 21 or older.
Hi, this is PG. Today's topic is about school buses and when drivers need to stop. I am here with Southfield Police Chief Elvin Barron and Farmington Hills Police Chief Jeff King with an important traffic safety tip just for you.
When the lights are flashing yellow on the school bus and you're driving on a two-way roadway, that means to slow down, pass with caution, and be prepared to stop.
When the lights are flashing red and the stop sign is extended out, you are required to stop, keeping a safe distance from the bus. Do not attempt to pass. This includes drivers going in the opposite direction. You too must stop if there is no barrier wall or mule.
While the stop sign is extended out, the school bus is loading and unloading students.
All traffic should remain stopped until the stop sign has been retracted, the doors are closed, and the bus proceeds to move forward.
Let's stop.
Together we can keep
Our kids safe.
This traffic safety tip has been brought to you by PG and the Two Chiefs. Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800-460-1663.
WADL gets a facelift and is now My 38 Detroit. Along with a facelift comes new programming on Mondays at 8 p.m. Catch a 2-hour block of Law and Order SVU. Tuesdays, Chicago Fire. Wednesdays, Dateline. More Dateline and Chicago PD on Thursdays and on Fridays. You'll get more Chicago PD to start your weekend. We'll still have some of your favorite shows like Mom, Blackish, and Friends. Just adding more for you to enjoy on My 38.
The 910 AM live stream can now be seen on Apple TV, Roku, Chromecast, YouTube Red, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet, Amazon Kindle Fire, any Windows phone. Watch us live at 910amsuperstation.com.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, the Urban Conservative. Let's go back to the phones. Let's talk to Grace. Go ahead, Grace.
Yes, I want to apologize to the seniors if they felt my statement of the other day was something offensive to them. And it was never my intention to offend my seniors, definitely. But my messaging is definitely direct. If it doesn't apply to you, I'm not talking to you. But if it applies to you, definitely listen. Because I only serve up what I feel is important to me.
Okay, Grace, we were talking about biracial stuff. What was this message to the seniors? I missed that.
Well,
was it during my show or was it during somebody else's show?
It was doing your show too. I have a tendency to kind of tie it in.
What
That's all I really wanted to apologize to the seniors. Go ahead.
Okay, what did you say to the seniors that I missed? You know, my brain don't work that well all the time.
Well, you know what?
What
You
did I
did so
miss?
much ranting and raving the other day, and it wouldn't let me get things out, but it's okay. But it's I want to acknowledge to the Facebook trolls in your comments. Yes, I did see them, and also the callers that call in who want to give their comments. And it is absolutely fine. You're not going to like everything I say. Period. Point blank. Because I am not trying to win you over. I do this for me. My messaging is for the ones that I can touch and impact and change their lives. If it doesn't apply to you, I ain't talking to you. But you can comment, and it's absolutely okay. I just wanted to clap back that, yes, I'm going to continue to do what I do, and you will not affect me. Stalkers and Facebook trolls, kudos to you.
Grace.
Hope you have a great
day. We love you. We appreciate you.
Have a great
Thank
one.
you for calling.
Show this morning, I had a headache, but just say this morning. Good day.
Have a good day. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Theo. Good morning, Theo. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and happy Thursday to you.
Thank you.
And I certainly wish that Angela Calloway, council member for the 2nd District in Detroit, would call your show. There are some people who cannot access streaming and will not go to Marygrove. But what she has said is that she traded her vote for a dog park. Now, it is sad to think that someone would trade their vote for a dog park because it says that she cares more about four-legged animals than she does her constituents. And I know that she has one of the largest voting districts in the city with Palmer Woods, Sherwood Forest, Piccadilly, and all of that. And they want a dog park. But what about the constituents that go east across Woodward Avenue and those that go west across Livernois? Those are her constituents also. I mean, I just was so disappointed. But I really wish that she would call your show. And
I'll call her. I'll send her a message and try and get her on next week.
Right now, as it relates to Highland Park,
Yeah.
it seems to me that the administration of Detroit has been moving towards annexing Highland Park. It would cease to exist.
Well, let me just tell you this. The problem with that is you can't annex them unless you agree to take on their debt. And right now, everybody's, I mean, you know, Royal Oak Township's got the same problem. That, you know, and I mean, at least Royal Oak Township leadership has stepped in. You listen, remember what 8 Mile Road looked like 10 years ago versus who's developing over there and what's actually Royal Oak Township property now. So at least their leadership went out and said, let's make use of the assets that we have. Let's do what we can to increase our tax base. Let's try and clean some of this stuff up and bring more people in. They're not where they want to be, but they've gone a long way in the last 10 years from where they were.
Right. And Royal Oak voted to change the boundaries of their city, didn't they?
But you know, again, the governor's thing was at that point it was back Granholm when this stuff first started, and you know, she with Royal Township at least she was trying to convince the surrounding communities to split it into 3 and everybody take a part. And what everybody walked away from is we ain't got the money for the debt. The state at some point is going to have to come in and say, all right, we're going to give you an incentive to wind up taking that over. And the same thing's going to work down here. Detroit cannot absorb the square footage of Highland Park and the debt. You're not getting enough for it. There's got to be something else involved in the deal. But understand this, those deals are done on a regular basis. It can be done. We've just got to move to the point of getting it done.
Well, you know, they did the 800 million and didn't blink an eye. Right? So don't tell me they can't handle it.
Ooh, Theo telling the truth today.
Absolutely. Wasn't it Ford Motor Company that moved out of Highland Park?
Ford and Chrysler.
It took a lot of the income for that city. So to just blame it on the residents of that city.
Or to blame it on the black elected officials, the corporations that moved out and left them sitting there holding the bag are just as much to blame.
Exactly. Just wanted to share that with you.
You're right.
Oh, and by the way, Bob Law, who is on this station as well, today is his birthday.
All right. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all. I don't know at 6:54 that I got enough time to take another call. Try Bayri. Let's see if we can get him quickly. Say something before we wrap up. Go ahead, Bayri.
Thank you, Kerry. You keep doing what you're doing. And what you're doing is a wonderful thing. And I want to have grace, and that grace never lift us straight up. You get that grace. Keep putting it on. Keep pouring it on. And you carry doing what he do, Kerry. You do what you do, and God is loving you and more each and every day. Because I love what you're doing, and I like what I hear. And God bless you. You stand with you stand, and we're going to stand with you. Grace, you don't need to apologize. Keep your head up. You do what you're doing. And keep the force forceful. Because if you don't do it, we can have an understanding with each other. Everything is all right, Grace. But all the elders, they love you, girl. Jerry, love you too. Talk to
Thank you, brother. Have a great day. We really appreciate it. Now, that there's no better way to wind up wrapping the show up than that. The rest of y'all that's on hold, call me next week. Y'all know that tomorrow, station's closed. We're all going to get out of here and go spend some time with our loved ones for Good Friday and Easter holiday weekend. We'll be back. I'll be back in front of this microphone Monday morning, 6 o'clock, ready and willing to engage with each and every one of y'all. Y'all have a great and blessed weekend. For those of you that are coming downtown to enjoy opening day today, stay safe. Have a good time. I look forward to talking to each and every one of you next week. Bye-bye.